Hello, Dr. Pharmacist Garden here. So today I wanted to show you guys the little changes that I'm making in my garden. And today we're going to focus specifically on trellising. Last year, this is how I had a trellis, but then I realized that my tomato got so much taller than the trellis itself. And then from what I learned, I realized that I could have moved the trellis up on the T-post. That way it's not so close to the soil, because when the tomato are at a certain height, they can still, stand up by themselves. They don't need trellising yet until when they typically start setting fruit, which is when they're actually much, much taller. So for that reason, I realized that my cattle panel need to actually sit a little higher off from the soil, and that also help kind of prevent pests, and I'm able to easily add compost into the soil over time when I need to, or fertilize. And then the way I want to have my garden oriented this year, I'm planning things a little better. So I am moving the T-post a little closer to the end of the bed, because I'm going to be putting the tomato closer to that pole that you see right there. And then that leaves me all the space in the front to squeeze in some peppers and other herbs. Last time I had it in the middle, and I feel like I lost all the space there because I had to just space around the corner just driving. Anyways, this is me struggling to put it. I was trying to do a strong woman and not ask for help, but luckily my mom was sitting right there, so I had her come help me hold it. And all I did was just zip tie it to the T-post. So because I'm actually recycling the T-post that I had, this is not the ideal height for the T-post for this style of the cattle panel, but we are saving money this year and we are using what we have. So what I ended up doing, I ended up using about 3 zip ties on one side, just to make sure that it is secure and it is not shaking too much. If for some reason I come across extra money in the future, I might get the taller T-post, maybe a 6 feet. I think that's the ideal height, but so far it's holding on strong. I might just have to secure it during the season as much as if needed. This is another one, and another raised bed that had the exact same issues. So the goal now as well is to also move this higher up and pretty much do the same plan. And another thing I'm also so this time around I'm actually moving the T-post closer to the side, because I want to make sure that when I'm working in the middle of the hallway, there is space for me and I'm not eating my head on tomatoes, because that's one thing that I kind of failed on last year. So I'm going to be doing a different video on that, on how I am managing space better this year. So I'm kind of orienting things with the thought of what it looks like when this place is all full of plants. How is the movement? How is the flow? How is the airflow? How is all of that? So I'm more intentional now with my space and how I am protecting it, and how I'm making sure that my garden would definitely be thriving, and I'm setting it up for success for this 2026. One thing about gardening is, as you are gardening, you are learning a lot. Every mistake is a lesson. Just have to make sure you take it and you make the best of it. I'm also, the way I do this garden now, I want to make sure that when I'm passing through, I don't get hurt by the iron rod, because it's pretty sharp. So I make sure that it sits perfectly into the raised bed, so there's no chance of me running into it or the kids. Anyway, this is what it looks like at the end. No complaints here.